Our world is full of wonders. We see them in the dance of a hummingbird. We hear them in the song of a whale. We feel them in the warmth of the sun on our skin. Life is a vibrant, colorful, and noisy affair. It is a constant search for energy. Plants drink in sunlight. Animals hunt and graze. Fungi break down the fallen. This is the great cycle of eating and being eaten, a story we know well. It is a story told in tooth and claw, in leaf and root. It is the fundamental rule of existence on our planet. But what if there is another story, a quieter one, a story written in forces we cannot see or touch? All around us there are invisible energies. They flow through the air, the water, and the very ground beneath our feet. One of the most powerful of these is magnetism. It is a force that has shaped our planet for billions of years. It shields us from cosmic radiation. It guides compass needles to the north. It is a constant, silent presence in the life of every creature on Earth. We have learned to use it, but have we truly understood its relationship with life itself? We have always looked for energy in the obvious places, in the light from our star, in the chemical bonds of the food we consume. It seems so simple, so direct. But nature is rarely as simple as it first appears. It is full of secrets and surprises, hidden in the most unlikely corners. Is it possible that life, in its endless ingenuity, has found a way to tap into this other, more mysterious source of power? For thousands of years we have watched the birds. We have seen them vanish with the coming of winter. We have seen them return with the first signs of spring. A tiny Arctic tern can fly from the top of the world to the bottom and back again every single year. It is a journey of epic proportions. For a long time we could only wonder how they achieved such a feat. We now know they are not just relying on their sharp eyes. These birds have an internal compass. They can feel the Earth's magnetic field. This gives them a constant, reliable direction, no matter the weather or the time of day. This would give the bird a direct visual readout of the magnetic field's direction. Now, imagine a young sea turtle, just hatched on a sandy beach, facing this monumental challenge. These ancient mariners travel for thousands of miles, crossing entire ocean basins. It's a map that's written in the magnetic field of the Earth, a map they can read from the moment they hatch. By detecting these subtle differences in magnetic intensity, a turtle can figure out its position. Deep in the mud of ponds and oceans live tiny organisms called magnetotactic bacteria. Inside their bodies, they build microscopic chains of magnetic crystals. These tiny internal compass needles force the bacteria to align with the Earth's magnetic field lines. They live their lives guided by the planet's unseen hand. For decades, scientists believed this was the whole story. It was a brilliant but simple mechanical trick for navigation. The process of building these precise magnetite crystals is incredibly complex. It requires a lot of energy from the bacterium. This question opened a new, more speculative line of thought. What if the magnetite chains do more than just point the way? Perhaps they are not just passive compass needles. They might be able to interact with the Earth's magnetic field in a more active way. To explore this further, we must consider the flow of energy in a living cell. All life as we know it runs on electricity in a way. Electrons are passed from one molecule to another like a tiny bucket brigade. With each step, a small amount of energy is released and captured by the cell. What if the Earth's magnetic field could influence this flow of electrons? The idea is that the magnetic field might make this electron transport chain more efficient. The bacterium would get more energy from the same amount of food, all thanks to the magnetic field. This theory, while unproven, is testable. Scientists are designing experiments to see if magnetotactic bacteria grow better or process energy more efficiently in magnetic fields of different strengths. They are looking for subtle changes in the bacteria's chemistry when the field is present versus when it is shielded. This research is at the very frontier of microbiology. It requires incredibly sensitive instruments and clever experimental design. The results, whatever they may be, will tell us a great deal about the hidden ways in which the invisible forces of our planet can touch the very core of what it means to be alive. Let us take the speculation one step further. Could an organism exist that relies on magnetism as its primary source of energy? To describe such a hypothetical creature, scientists have coined a new term, magnetotroph. The word comes from magneto, for magnetism, and troph, which means to feed or to nourish. So a magnetotroph would be an organism that literally feeds on magnetic energy. This is a radical departure from everything we know about life. The Magnetotrophic Hypothesis proposes a third way, a new branch on the tree of life, powered not by light or chemicals, but by the invisible force that flows from the heart of our planet. Scientists who ponder this question often look to the world of quantum mechanics for inspiration. At the smallest scales, the world operates by strange and wonderful rules. Electrons are not just tiny charged particles, they also have a property that's like a tiny internal magnet. Their spin can point in different directions, and a magnetic field can influence this spin. Imagine a specialized molecule inside our hypothetical magnetotroph. This molecule could be designed to capture pairs of electrons whose spins are entangled. A changing magnetic field could then break this entanglement, causing a shift in the spin states of the electrons. This change would release a small packet of energy. If magnetotrophs do exist, where would we look for them? They would likely be found in environments where other energy sources are scarce, but magnetic fields are strong or dynamic. Perhaps deep within the Earth's crust, where life is cut off from sunlight and organic matter is limited. The signature we would need to look for is a unique metabolic fingerprint. We would need to detect a direct correlation between the organism's activity and the local magnetic field. One fascinating place to look might not be on Earth at all. Jupiter's moon Io, for instance, is volcanically active and bathed in the giant planet's immense magnetic field. The idea of magnetotrophic life does more than just challenge our biology textbooks. It fundamentally changes how we search for life beyond our own world. For decades, our search for extraterrestrial life has been guided by a simple principle: follow the water. But the magnetotrophic hypothesis invites us to look at the universe with new eyes. Life might not need the gentle warmth of a nearby star. A planet could be a rogue, wandering alone in the cold, black abyss between stars. If it has a hot, molten core and a powerful magnetic field, it could potentially host a thriving ecosystem in its deep crust or its subsurface oceans. Considering magnetotrophs also forces us to be more creative about what life might look like. It might not be soft and organic at all. Perhaps it would be crystalline in nature, its very structure designed to resonate with and channel magnetic energy. The regions around pulsars, for example, are blasted with intense radiation and powerful magnetic fields. We have always considered them dead zones. But what if a magnetic field is not a hazard, but a banquet? The universe might not just be full of life like us, but full of other lives, based on other principles, thriving on other energies, waiting silently in the dark. This line of thought takes us to the very heart of scientific wonder. It reminds us that our own experience of life on Earth is just one data point in a potentially vast and diverse cosmos. We began our journey with a simple yet profound question. Could life draw its energy not from the familiar sources of sunlight or chemistry, but from the invisible force of magnetism? We have journeyed from the established science of animal navigation to the frontiers of speculative biology. These facts alone show a deep and intimate connection between the living world and the magnetic heartbeat of our planet. This is the power of a great scientific question. It expands not just our knowledge, but also our imagination, redrawing the map of what is possible. The question of whether life can feed on magnetism remains open, a grand mystery for the next generation of explorers to investigate. The silent, invisible force of magnetism has shaped our world, and as we continue to listen, we may yet hear the whispers of a form of life we never knew existed.